Hello, my name is Taylor West. I am a fourth year at WMU studying social work with a minor in interdisciplinary legal studies. Through my time spent during undergrad at WMU, my educational focus has been on a macro level social work in the realm of social justice and administrative policy, while my legal studies minor provides me with a more direct legal focus to my goal of becoming a federal court judge. Hopefully, continuing my education in law school will help me achieve my overall dream goal of becoming a Supreme Court Justice of the United States. My passion for social justice and administrative policy reform saw an opportunity to blossom when I added my legal studies minor during my sophomore year and joined WMU student government as student body vice president. However, that passion evolved into a hunger for change this summer with the multitude of injustices on the fronts of race, health, and political platforms. My hunger led me to selecting social justice as my signature pathway. When George Floyd was murdered, the president of Southern New Hampshire University, Dr. Paul LeBlanc, felt that higher education needed to do more to strengthen the foundation of social justice. President LeBlanc worked with SNHU's Board of Trustees to create a $5 million board trustee designated social justice fund to help dissipate educational disparities for Black and Brown students. Out of all the public statements from universities regarding racial injustices this summer, SNHU's statement stood out the most as it had action steps to put their money where their mouth is. My peak project is that I've made efforts to bring a similar fund to WMU as a way to motivate the institution to be active leaders instead of following the status quo of surrounding schools in Michigan. When I read SNHU's action steps to create a social justice fund, I immediately saw a vision of that type of action here at WMU. As the WSA president, I took it upon myself to add this initiative into larger group demands WSA presented to administration back in May. I connected with the vice president of diversity and inclusion at SNHU to discuss their plans for the project and task force in hopes of guiding WMU's efforts in adopting this project. I've had meetings all summer with the secretary to the Board of Trustees and chief of staff to the president's cabinet, Dr. Kayla Schuman, as well as trustee Lin Chen Zhang, who served as a trustee champion for the project. I've connected with other members of shared governance, including Faculty Senate, GSA, the AAUP, and in hopes of expanding our execution team to really see this project play out. This project is important and meaningful to me because this fund will affect the quality of my education and those whose voices aren't able to be at the forefront. The Social Justice Fund would have different components to help eliminate educational barriers like holds on accounts, appropriate advising guidance and support, representative faculty and staff, and ultimately help change the relationship between higher education and institutionalized racism. In developing a structural summary analysis of what the money could be used for, this shows effective outcomes in tackling WMU's graduation rate, especially for Black and Brown students. The money designated to this fund would provide scholarships, regulation and creation of multicultural affinity spaces, recruitment and retention of faculty of color, and fund undergraduate research opportunities for students/faculty of color. WMU's Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Kanye McCorkle, will have a task force, a combination of students and staff for the fund to ensure its lasting legacy. As a Black female attending a university that is predominantly white, I have been a witness to racial discrimination, gender discrimination, and age discrimination from faculty, administration, and my peers. I wish to be a trailblazer for Black and female students to show them that their ideas can move mountains towards positive change. The Social Justice Fund is the perfect avenue for pushing higher education to do more. With WMU being a predominantly white institution, the need and change for social justice is prominent now more than ever. Students of color on campus need to feel like their education and lives are more important to administrators, not just their dollars. Advocating for marginalized groups on campus means understanding the inequities and applying and amplifying them in meetings with administration. It means researching and creating solutions like the Social Justice Fund to help relieve some of these educational barriers for Black and Brown students. This fund has strengthened my relationship with other Black, Latinx, Asian Pacific Islander students. This project has leaders on campus in efforts to unify and hold the university accountable for injustice, policy, and practices. I've been in meetings with groups of students and talked about their experience of injustices at WMU. In discussing the efforts of this project to students, they see the potential and importance of it. Again, the fund can help be the solution in providing a remedy to educational disparities Black and brown students face on a day-to-day basis. If the university continues to not acknowledge the institutionalized racism they are perpetuating, then they will continue to lose students of color, which doesn't affirm the diversity and inclusion pillar that WMU loves to promote. 5 years from now, I hope to visit WMU with pride in their expansive efforts of using the Social Justice Fund as an effective way to increase the graduation rate for BIPOC and in dismantling the university's relationship with systemic and institutionalized racism. It's time to evolve. This project has opened my eyes to the opportunity of challenging the status quo within higher education, navigating, collaborating, and innovating everywhere I can. It has empowered me to become a public advocate for equity and social justice. I am now never satisfied with the excuse of that's just the way things are, but instead looking at it from a different perspective of how we can expand it to provide remedy for those who may need support more than others. Surprisingly, I've gained an optimistic perspective in completing my signature pathway on the topic of social justice. I am determined to be a part of the change needed in this country to restore justice, equity, love, and prosperity to our U.S. justice system.